Hi everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Your host, Superman in the house. Now, this is our fourth video in the Pulsechain series, and of course, with short form videos, and of course, how Pulsechain validators and staking will work. So let's check it out. Let's go. And of course, this could be subject to change though, given some of the updates going on with the code being put in Go language. And of course, we'll talk about that in a second. So let's get into it, folks. We've got how will Pulsechain validators and staking will work. Let's get it. And of course, step one, we have our first validators running up, 1, 2, and 3. They're likely to be set up by the team, just like we saw in the public test networks. And of course, they'll be running the blockchain, kicking it off. Now, the blockchains will start off relatively slow, possibly even slower than the Ethereum blockchain at around 13 seconds. So a confirmation time. So that's kind of probably what we expect. And we expect it to ramp up maybe over about 2 weeks' time. Obviously, some of the code enhancements may speed all this up. So this is all subject to change. But this is currently what we've got running on the Pulsechain test network at the moment. Obviously, then we'll have a couple more validators come on from the community around the world. This is going to be global after all. And of course, we've got some very well-known personalities in the validator class like David Fetter, Hodl Dog, and of course, Liquid Loans, How to Pulse, and many others. So it takes about probably about 2 days to download the fork chain. So obviously, when Pulsechain forks Ethereum, there'll be a particular block height, just like we see in the Pulsechain test network, that will be forked away from. And obviously, these validators have to download all the history, chain history up to this point. And of course, that will take about probably about 2 days, maybe 48 up to 48 hours. So as more and more people come on, you'll see that the confirmation times for the blocks and transactions, the hashes and everything, and get faster and faster as we have more validators come on. So we could end up with more and more coming on over a 2-week period. And of course, away we go. And of course, the speed of the chain will get better and better. Now, currently on the test network, we're looking at about 33 validators. We expect that will probably change though, and I'll give you an update about that in a second. As we go there, obviously, we're going to have a high and a low there. So these validators will get ranked by the amount of pulse or PLS, the native token of Pulsechain, that they have staked with the validators, barring the team, of course, which will have their own stuff staked there. But basically, everybody else is going to have staked and get ranked. And if they lose their staking percentage and not stay in the top 33 in this current example, they will fall out of the top leaderboard. And you can see that the validators that are number 34, 35, 36, they are not what we call in rotation. They're not confirming the blocks and the transactions and creating hashes and confirming all that. So they're pretty much going to be out. We have a lot of other validators in there. We don't know how many there's going to be when the Pulsechain actually goes live. We know we've got hundreds, of course, in the test network, but in practice, you want people that are highly experienced with running these servers, and of course, with high reliability and availability time. So they'll be up all the time, and a very low chance of having misdemeanors is what you want operating. Obviously, people staking Pulse will be able to influence that by staking their Pulse with the high-performing validators. And the pink here, as you can see in the top 33 validators, they're the only ones that will be confirming the blocks and getting rewarded for it. And of course, if you're staking with them, you get rewarded a percent of that, depending on what the validator is actually allocated to. So obviously, the highest stake ones will be at the top, number 4, 5, and 6, for example, here. And the low ones for the smaller holders of PLS will be at the bottom. You can stake with them. And of course, that's easier to do. You can do it on testnet at the moment. So that's pretty much it. So there'll be lots of other validators coming on. We don't know how many in practice when it actually goes live. Obviously, only serious validators will be taken into account. And of course, that's going to be pretty neat. So that's pretty much how it's going to work for validators. And of course, you get to stake with any one of the pink ones there that are operating. Now, we may actually end up having more validators potentially. We're going to update from Richard Hart on the 15th of August in 2022. Pulsechain.com update. We've got a bit of a red team versus blue team security auditing going, which kind of suggests that the Go language code is rewritten for validators. They apparently are still working on a few bugs and this and that, possibly for upgrading. But apart from that, looks like it's progressing pretty well. We've written a denial of service bot to attack the private testnet in different ways to break it. We've also changed validator count to increase entropy and rotation. So this is to do with, I believe, the randomness and blockchain and the blockchain there. So that could imply that we could end up having more than 33 validators to increase the randomness entropy there. and the cryptography. So we'll be looking forward to that. That's a bit something. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a 5-minute wrap up of how validators and staking will work, and of course rotation. Rotation's about 24 hours every rotation, so people get rewarded every 24 hours, and of course we could see a change in who's in the top 33 there, or whatever the number ends up being once Pulsechain is finalized and launched. Hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Check out the rest of the short form of Pulsechain videos. I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.